our service sniper, whatever you want to call him, water shut. He used one bullet from much further away. Being president is a dangerous profession. You know, this is a very dangerous, this is not the safest profession out there. But there was an amazing event. And for those of you that don't believe in God, I believe that there's only one reason that could have happened, because the chances were so small.
Former President Donald Trump at a rally in Montana on Friday talking about last month's assassination attempt against him. It's been just over a month since that shooting near Butler, Pennsylvania. And for many of Donald Trump's supporters, that attack has changed the way they see his campaign and a potential second term in office for him. NBC News correspondent and co-anchor of NBC News Daily, Morgan Radford, has been talking to some of those supporters, and she joins us now. Morgan, good morning. What did you learn?
A few things, Willie. It was really interesting. Number one, the assassination attempt is still very much on top of people's minds. And you can also hear it in terms like divine intervention. And you can see it in some of the T-shirts and the outfits appearing at these rallies. But we also learned that it's really reinforced a belief that existed well before the assassination attempt, that the former president has a role to play when it comes to religious policy right here on Earth.
We will fight.
From the pulpit to the political stage.
Give thanks and glory to God for sparing the life of President Donald Trump.
There's a new type of language surrounding former President Donald Trump's campaign.
Divine intervention.
God has his hand on it.
Doubling down after the failed assassination attempt on July 13th at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, which Trump survived with only a minor ear injury.
Trump is still alive, by God's grace.
A sentiment echoed in everything from fan-made merchandise to music videos on social media.
I heard it prophesied that you would shoot, but you would miss.
Before the assassination attempt, white evangelical Protestant voters supported Trump at a rate of 81%. Now, could what many consider to be a miracle strengthen his popularity among Christians even more? To find out, we spoke to dozens of Trump supporters at religious events, churches, and campaign rallies across the country, who talked about everything from their goals for a second Trump term to their fears if he doesn't win.
We need to protect the babies.
It's not logical for a man to pretend to be a woman and compete in any male sport.
To their political opposition.
I'm ready for them to make the Bible hate speech.
Yeah, you think people who vote on the left would make the Bible hate speech?
Definitely.
Allison Painter says she was on the Capitol grounds on January 6th.
So you're talking to an insurrectionist.
You were there.
I was.
Her belief, divine intervention played a role in saving Trump, and it can do the same for the nation as a whole.
We need to have Christ back in our country.
What does that look like to have Christ back in our country? What does that look like politically?
Just like Louisiana. Put the Ten Commandments back in our classrooms. We need that.
Shane Winnings is a pastor and the CEO of Promise Keepers, a men's ministry group. He says there's a bigger message.
My message to Christians, and it should be loud and clear now, is if you don't want to be in politics, that's fine, but politics wants to be involved in you.
Do you think this second run of Trump has re-energized the Christian right in a new or different way?
1,000%.
All following a seismic shift among Republican voters happening before the assassination attempt. While more than 40% of Republicans believed Trump was anointed by God in a 2020 survey, that number dropped to just 18% 3 years later.
One of the reasons why we see Trump and many others in his orbit using religious language and specifically going to talk to Christians and Christian audiences is to try to reinforce those connections.
Connections that are now resonating with some Trump supporters, like Joseph Patterson.
It was a miracle.
So if Trump has been divinely protected, does that mean that he has to listen to Congress or listen to man-made entities?
Yes, free will. He can listen to himself, you know?
Even if it's against maybe, you know, the will of the American people or the Supreme Court or Democrats. So whatever former President Trump says goes, is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Well.
We reached out to the Trump campaign for comment and have not gotten a response yet. And to put all of this, though, in context, 63% of Americans consider themselves to be Christian, according to the most recent polling from Pew Research. But it is really important to note that not all Christians are evangelicals. In fact, evangelicals are around 24% of the population, a number that's declined by 6% since 2007. But this is a group that has gotten much more reliably Republican in the last 40 years, which means that their turnout is going to be incredibly key for the Trump campaign this fall.